friends. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to keep it real simple. As I said in my Ulta haul, we're starting off early with this shit. As I said in my Ulta haul, I had gotten the Mega Cushion Foundation from Wet n Wild. So I've heard really good things about this, and I wanted to do a wear test for you guys. So here we go. Today we're going to do a wear test. It's going to be pretty easy. I have a couple errands to run, so it'll be on. I mean, right now it's 11 almost in the morning, so I got a little bit of a late start, but not too late. I'll be able to leave it on a majority of the day, at least 7 to 8 hours, and that way you can see how it wore then. I do have combination skin. I am pretty normal all on the perimeter of my face, but like dead center T-zone, I'm hella oily. So we'll see how this works with really oily in this area and normal. I'm sure it'll be fine on normal skin. All right, so let's open this up. I like the packaging. It's really cute. I can actually see the foundation on the inside too, which is nice. I'm pretty sure this will match me. It might be a teensy tiny bit light, but we'll see. I got the shade 106A Light Ivory. I've got their little puffy thing, but theirs is like a black one. As you can see, it hasn't been used yet, so this will be kind of a first impression too. I do have my blender sponge here from EcoTools, just in case I need to use that instead, because I know you can use that with cushions, but I figured let's give their sponge a chance first. Okay, so there's how it looks in there. I have already primed my face. We're good there, so I don't need to put on any primer right now. I used the Revlon Perfecting Base, that one that comes in like the jar that's pink and it's pore filling. Basically, I moisturized everywhere and then I just used that in the T-zone to try to fill in some of the pores that I have there. Okay, so you're just supposed to press, so I'm pressing. Doesn't seem like a lot came off. Let's give it a go. I'm actually surprised. It seems like this little applicator is holding a decent amount. Yeah, this is going a long way. So this is definitely a light coverage foundation. And this color is way too light for me. But that's okay. When I go to do the rest of my makeup, I'll just bronze up a bit. I'm not a huge fan of the finish that using this leaves. It's a little strange. It might be okay to actually apply it, but I'm going to go in with my blender sponge and just kind of see if I can make it look a little better. Okay, that helped a little bit. Does definitely have like a satin finish to it. All right, let's go in with some more for the other side. I feel like you do have to be careful using this applicator. You can wipe away some of the product you've already placed, which is weird to me. I feel like the applicator that comes with the product shouldn't probably do that. This will probably have a bit of a white cast with the SPF that is in here. Ignore my ghostly face right now. I will fix it, I promise. But I'm gonna go in and again, smooth this side out. Okay, so the first layer's on, and that is really, really, really light. And you can definitely even see on camera, it's about 2 shades lighter. I'm just gonna really warm up my face with bronzer. I'm not gonna drag this all the way down here. I don't need to be that pale. And yeah, I'm gonna be wearing a jacket today anyway, so it's not like anybody's really gonna be seeing much of my skin from like this part down. I'm not crazy about the finish right now, to be honest with you. I think it looks almost a little powdery. I don't know how that's possible, because I always thought these were kind of, you know, lightweight liquid-ish foundations, but it almost has this strange powdery texture. I'm gonna see if it builds. There's a couple spots just on my face that need a little bit more coverage. But yeah, this is like clinging to like every hair on my face. I'm gonna go in with just my blender, not with the applicator, and see if that makes a difference. So get some on there. Okay, so I'm not seeing much of a difference if you try to go and build it. So I don't think it builds super well. So there's that, just to be wary of. My cheeks always get a little red. You might be able to build it to get to medium. It is covering some more stuff now that I add in a little bit more. I'm just not digging the way this is gathering on my skin, like at all. I know it's not the primer. It looks the worst right here in this area on my chin, and I didn't put the primer there. I put the primer only in my T-zone, and it doesn't look terrible in that spot. So with something like this, I may need like a pore filling primer, possibly. but I don't like to put that all over. It's just too heavy for me. Yeah, oh well. I feel like I look a little dull in this area right here. Might start to look a little bit better when I put on like my setting spray and stuff, and maybe once my oils kind of work their way through, it may start to look a little more lively. I actually don't mind the way it looks kind of in the center of my face. I actually think it looks okay. It's gathering in my nose creases a little bit already, but other than that, it's not terrible. Let's see. I am going to put on concealer and just powder the places I usually get oily, and then finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I'll come back and check in with you guys. Okay, I'm back. So I finished applying the foundation at around 11:10, and it is now 11:41. So about a half an hour. I did bronze up my face quite a bit, all over. You really can't tell on camera though, I've noticed. It's a little, I don't know, I think the lights are just kind of washing everything out. But I did at least make it a little bit more like my skin tone, so that works. I used the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer for under my eyes, which is super dark compared to the color of this foundation. They look almost the same when they're in their packaging, but as you can see when I put this foundation on my face, yeah, no, there was no way. So that's why I don't like buying foundation online, because I can't really shade test, and a lot of them just looked super dark, and that was not what I wanted. I don't want too dark a foundation, but I don't want too light a foundation either, but it's all right. I made it work. I have some errands I need to run, some lunch I'm gonna eat, so I'll probably check in around like 3 or 4. I did use a little bit of powder. I used this e.l.f. Soft Luminance. I used this e.l.f. Soft Luminance. I think it's like a translucent powder. It has a bit of like a glittery fleck to it though. I don't know what you call it. I don't know if it's glitter or what. It might be like little tiny finely milled glitter in there, and it's supposed to give you a little bit of a glow. And I didn't want to matte out my face, so I just applied that to the T-zone. The foundation itself dried down pretty good. Nothing seemed to be rubbing off. I was able to apply everything pretty easily on my face. No foundation came off when I did it, so we're good there. It is creasing in my smile lines quite a bit, but that's normal for foundations for me. And like I said before, it is a little creasy in my nose creases. Not the end of the world. Everything does that. So, yeah, we'll see if anything gets better feeling or better looking throughout the day. I know it's supposed to be a lightweight, like luminous finish. It was luminous until it dried down. And when it dried down, it wasn't necessarily matte. I guess it was more of a satin. It did almost feel a little drying when it was finally dried down to my face. And I didn't use powder everywhere. So it was only in the T-zone. And my T-zone doesn't feel dry, but I'm always oily there anyway. So, but yeah, the foundation kind of feels a little rough, kind of on the sides of my cheeks here. But we'll see, maybe as the day goes on and, I'm out and about and walking around, it'll kind of feel a little bit better. Let's hope. All right, so I will check in with you guys later. Okay, guys, so it is officially 4:05 p.m. Not that you can see that. Here, let's try it on here. There we go, 4:05 p.m. The foundation has been on for almost exactly 5 hours now, and we're gonna go in and take a look. I don't feel oily or anything, but right in this area, I'm feeling super dry, which I don't normally feel dry there. I'm also, I don't know, I feel kind of crunchy and dry in this area too, on both sides, so kind of around my smile lines. Ew. There was something crusty on my face. That's lovely. So I'm not, my forehead's actually pretty shiny right now, and that's normal for me. My forehead tends to get real shiny, so that's okay there. But let me see. It's not separating or anything like that, so nothing to really worry about. Oh my God. Okay. It is doing some funky stuff on my nose. Let me zoom you in so you can get a better look. Okay, so now you're in close. You can kind of see, hopefully, what I can see. And I'm going to turn my head, because right here, can you see this? Right in my nose crease? I always make sure I blend my foundation really well into that area, and I don't just lather powder in the corners. But somehow, everything has gathered. Do you see that big white grouping, which looks to be a mixture of powder and foundation? Yeah, I've never had that happen with a foundation before. This is the first time that's ever happened. It's a little weird looking. I'm very shocked at it. I'm sure I could probably try to smooth it out. Since that area tends to get oily on me, I don't think it would cake necessarily. I'm really hoping all of you can see that. Right there. It looks pretty terrible. And then on the other side, my foundation is doing something awfully fun there, here too. Usually it at least covers all of those pores. Yeah, nope, not right now. I don't know what the deal is, but it is starting to break apart right in that area. And I always set there. All right, so we're back to normal view, and hopefully you didn't see down my shirt too much and that zoomed up. I'm just terrified of that. So yeah, that's a little weird. I haven't had a foundation do that before, and it looks terrifying. So I've got some sort of dry patch right here next to my mouth, and it is clinging onto that super hard. No powder was used to set this. Thank goodness I didn't do that there, because it would look really awful, I feel like, then. It has discovered some sort of dry patch here, too. I mean, I did eat lunch, so maybe this is the culprit, but it started to wear off right here, too. And I've had that happen with one other foundation, and actually it was the BH Cosmetics one. I've had that happen with that foundation too. Maybe it's because I ate. I'll leave it into that, I guess. But I know I haven't been sitting there doing this or anything. It's gathering kind of weirdly right here. I think I'm just a little oily and it completely broke apart. To be truthful, it looks just super dry everywhere. And that's weird. I've never had a foundation do that. I've never had anything that's looked so dry on me before. And I'm not loving it, to tell you the truth. So I'm going to kind of just remove some of the oils on my forehead. I'm going to spritz my face with a hydrating face mist, and maybe that'll kind of meld everything together. So let's see if that works. Okay, so I've got my BH Cosmetics blotting paper, which I really enjoy. It is super affordable and they work great. I'm seeing a little bit of foundation come off, but not tons. Got my Ride or Die, my Hangover RX, the primer, or the 3-in-1 primer and setting spray. This is really hydrating, has coconut water and all that good stuff in it. So I'm gonna spritz this and hope to all things holy it helps. Nose still looks terrible. Mouth still looks terrible. Forehead's looking good. Cheeks are looking, like this part of my cheeks are looking good. This part's looking a little strange, but that's all right. It's not the worst I've ever seen them. So my dry, crusty parts still kind of look like dry, crusty parts even after spraying that. I do like lightweight foundations, so I was hoping that this would do a little bit better. I'm gonna give it maybe 3 more hours. See, it's 4 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna give it probably about 3 more hours, see what happens. I think the next check-in, or the last check-in I do, is going to be on my iPhone, because my son has basketball tonight. So yeah, we probably won't be around much. I'm not thrilled at the moment with this though. Can't imagine it's gonna get better, but we'll see. So I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Hey guys, just doing my final check-in here. I'm at my son's basketball practice and it's way too loud in the gym to try to do this in there. So I snuck out to the car just so I could finish this up. So this foundation has officially been on for 9 hours. A little bit longer than I wanted to, but I'm glad that I did leave it on at least that long. I do have lots of thoughts about it. Most of all being I don't like this foundation at all. The areas that I said it felt dry, like on my cheeks here, it still feels hella dry and I don't know what it is. Even after that setting spray and everything, even after some of my oils have come through, it is just like it has caked itself there and it's not budging. I am not a fan right now. It's still gross and dry looking here on my mouth, around that area. It still looks disgusting in my nose creases, like it did before. It's just absolutely awful there, and I think it actually wore off in this nose crease here. It's worn off completely on my forehead right here, just in the center of my eyebrows, and I don't touch my face there, so that is a little weird as to why it would rub off in that area. Overall, I would not repurchase this again. I don't like it at all. Now, because it was such a cheap foundation, I'm probably not going to take it back. I am just going to maybe see if another primer will help it at all. See if I can play around with it and get it to work, because it is a light coverage and I do like light coverage. But that being said, I feel it on my skin so much. For as light as it is, I feel like I'm caked in makeup, and it's a disgusting feeling. I'm not happy with it at all. I cannot wait to get home and take this all off. So unfortunately, that was a big flop for me, which is sad because I love Wet n Wild and they're affordable and most of their stuff is amazing. So I'm a little sad that this didn't work for me. But oh well. No harm, no foul. It's not like it cost me, a ton of money. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Thanks for watching up until now. If you liked this video, would like to see more like this, please hit that like button. If you liked me, would like to see more of me, please hit that subscribe button. But I will see you guys in my next one. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.